Alright, so here's the real deal. I want to have an honest conversation about something that is seriously misunderstood in the coaching and consulting world. And it's this obsession with likes, views, and followers. And I get it, we live in a world that, people reward viral stuff, and if you blow on social media, you're rewarded and everyone looks at you as some king or queen, right? No, I get it. But let me be upfront and say this. The real ROI isn't in the numbers that people usually check. And if you're only focused on engagement, then you are missing the entire point. So let me tell you what I see all the time. Coaches posting every single day, trying trends, jumping into hooks, chasing reach basically, right? But here's the problem. They are creating creator content, not closer content. This is what we want to focus on, right? There's a huge difference between someone who creates content to entertain and someone who creates content to build trust and convert leads. See, you're not trying to be the next TikTok star. You're there to build on trust, speak on real pain points, and convert strangers into clients. So, yeah, content that just entertains but doesn't convert, it's just noise. And honestly, it's exhausting. What coaches are doing wrong is they are posting without direction. They are chasing hooks and with no core message. They are prioritizing reach over relevance. You need to keep something in mind, You are not a creator, you're a closer. Your job here is not to entertain. Okay? Your job here is to close leads, is to make sales. So let me break down the 4 hidden ROI points. DMs, time saved, trust stacked, and lead quality. Now, let me break it down step by step. So let's start with DMs, right? Content that sparks conversations. If someone hits you up saying, yo, I've been watching your stuff, how do I work with you? That is ROI. Next, your content is basically your salesperson, right? When leads show up, they show up warm. They already know what you do, they already know how your tone is, they already know how your processes and how your systems work. They trust you, right? And they know your offer, they know your vibe, they know your credibility. You save so much of time trying to convince them and to make sure to know that you guys are a good fit for each other. Before they walk into the call, they already know that this is the guy I want to work with. Why? Because they have consumed your content, they know what you do, they know that you are the real deal. Trust built in layers. The 7th video that they watch builds on the first. You're creating mini trust bricks every time you post. Your first video might not blow up, but it sparks curiosity. Your third video might not blow up, but it builds beliefs, right? And your 7th video could be the video that drives the conversion. And lastly, better content equals better clients. Okay, no more, just like how I said before this, no more 40-minute explanations. Hi, my name is this is what I do, yada 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 yada, and then 40 minutes you're gonna waste your time, right? Why do that when you can build the trust? When people are jumping into the call, they don't know exactly who you are, what do you do. You don't have to spend the next 40 minutes explaining yourself, who you are, what you do, why people should trust you, why they should buy from you. That entire process out of the door, out of the way. You don't need to do any of that. Also, people who get your offer, this is a big one, right? Offer is one of the main things when it comes to your business, right? You start attracting people who get you. I'll give you a quick story. We worked with a client of ours and a consultant, and she wasn't famous. She only had 3K followers, and what we did was basically when we started working with her, we cleaned up her messaging. We simplified her as a niche expert. Before working with us, she was a bit of this, she was a bit of that. We came in and we simplified what she did and her systems, right? Because if you cannot explain people what you do clearly, no, let me be honest with you, no one's gonna buy from you, right? Then we cleaned up her messaging, the way she approached, the way she spoke about herself, the way she communicated her offer to her clients. We basically cleaned that up, right? We basically made it so simple that even a 10-year-old could understand what she was doing. And lastly, we posted consistent and useful content. And what was the outcome? We generated her 24,000 ringgit in 2 months. With just having 3,000 followers in 2 months, we generated her 24,000 ringgit. And what was the outcome? She educated her clients. She was positioned as an expert in her field, and her clients were filtered. Her filtered to the right audience, right? This is the magic most people overlook. So if you're a coach or consultant or an expert-based business owner, I want you to reframe something. Stop asking, how do I go viral? Stop doing that, right? The new questions that you're supposed to ask is, how do I build trust? How do I create content that sells without selling? Here's a quick mental model I like to use. Entertainers get attention. Expert builds trust. Advisors close sales. Okay, so what kind of content should you focus on? Here's what I would recommend. Clarity over complexity. I know everyone's trying to sound the next Albert Einstein, with their complicated systems, and we provide you 10 different things. Stop that. Don't. The more simple your offer is, the more simple your messaging is, the easier people would understand why they should work with you. Stories over stats, right? People don't care, what you've done or I've done this, check. People don't care about that. They care about stories. So tell what you did or everything that you've accomplished. Say that, but in a meaningful way, in a way that they will remember what you're talking about. And lastly, consistency or virality, right? Stop jumping to trends. Stop doing this and that and hoping things work. Stay consistent. You don't have to do, all these things that make your life 10 times harder. One post won't do it. Stop thinking that if I post this one video, it's going to blow up and I'll get millions of, sales. One post won't do it. One post doesn't build trust. You need to stay consistent. Say the same core message. I know so many coaches and consultants and people who I've worked with. Before working with them, I used to binge watch their videos, and they used to say the same exact messaging, but in just fresh ways, in just new ways, right? Because you need to keep this in mind. Top of mind is top of market, right? The moment you think about watches, I'm a crazy watch guy. The moment you think of watches, who do you think of? Rolex, Patek Philippe, right? Why? It's because they have structured their business, they have structured their brand in a way that it's always top of mind. And like I said, top of mind equals top of market. Listen, I'm not going to sell you anything. This is literally what we do inside Strive Labs. All I want you to take away is this. The real ROI of content isn't public. It's quiet, it's private, it's quiet, but powerful. And when you stop chasing the algorithm and start building real authority, that's where things shifts. I hope this video helped you in some way. If it did, I'm happy, I'm glad. If it didn't, thanks for watching, I guess. I'm going to try to stay consistent with this thing. Yeah, it's fun, to talk about this kind of stuff sometimes, because it really clears out my mind of how things work. And honestly, whatever I preach is what I do. Does that make sense? I don't know, I think so. But yeah, you get what I mean, right? Whatever I say is what I do. If I'm going to keep on preaching about something, it means that, that thing works, and this thing honestly works. I see these problems all the time with consultants and coaches, and it's a very, very basic thing, it's a very basic thing when it comes to building authority and when it comes to building trust. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.